Am I the asshole for forcing my tomboy daughter to wear formal clothing? Hi all. My family is Indian American, but I like to think I am pretty progressive. I, 40F, have a son, 16M, and a daughter, 15F. My daughter has started to become a tomboy over the last 2 years, despises feminine clothing and style. While it has definitely been an adjustment in my perception, I have always tried to be as supportive as possible, and have let her pick her own clothings, only eliminating anything that was graphic or inappropriate. However, my niece was getting married in a traditional, big Indian wedding. While generally all the girls would be wearing formal lehengas, Indian traditional dresses, I dropped it after asking my daughter if she wanted to wear that and she said no, only mentioned it once because she really looks up to my niece and I did not want her to feel left out. When I asked her what she wanted to wear, she said that should wear a t-shirt and slacks. But, I insisted that she wear a formal clothing of her choice, whether it was a suit, a dress or traditional Indian clothing. This was black tie event. I was making my son wear a formal suit. Everyone was going to be dressed to the nines. I was going to get my son a new suit tailored for the event, and I insisted that she come with and pick a fabric and suit style as well. It could be to her desire as long as it was appropriate, like a very typical men's suit or feminine twist like what Zendaya wears. She got angry and said I was constricting her expression. I think she will have to wear formal clothing in other points in her life, whether for work or other formal events. She can express herself however she wants, but dressing appropriately for the occasion is a necessary skill. The wedding has been postponed for now, but I still want her to wear a formal outfit and she is still mad at me about this. Am I the asshole?
Not the asshole. You even gave her the choice of what type of formal wear to wear. It's extremely disrespectful to show up to a wedding in a t-shirt. Not the asshole. This is a perfect way of handling it. T-shirt and slacks are not appropriate for a formal wedding and you gave her the choice between male and female clothing. This is not about her being a tomboy because you gave her the male options too, but about her being a teenager and not realizing that formal events require formal attire and she needs to suck it up like everyone else. Teenagers sometimes will be mad at you when you set good rules. I think that's just a normal part of the teenager-parent interaction. I even think teenagers need to be angry at their parents sometimes because they're in a rebellious phase of trying out where their anger leads to something and where they need to let go of an idea. If a teenager wouldn't ever be angry, they wouldn't be a healthy teenager.
Not the asshole. I was ready to rip into this at first, but I think it sounds like you're trying to compromise with a nice suit for her. I applaud your adapting.
You're actually being awesome. I kind of wish you'd been my mom, 100% not the asshole. Not many parents out there will let their daughter wear a suit to a wedding. You're being beyond what would usually be seen as reasonable and I applaud you for it. Your daughter is going to look fantastic in her very own style of formal wear.
Honestly, I was so ready to label you the asshole before reading. You're so not the asshole and are a great parent for offering alternatives to the dress, the opposite of hindering expression.
Not the asshole. She is going to be embarrassed if everyone else is dressed up and she shows up in a t-shirt. Most weddings typically have a dress code and it's disrespectful not to follow them. You gave her plenty of options including getting her own tailored suit. That's not constricting her expression, if anything it's expanding it.
Not the asshole. Cheers to you. Far from constricting her expression. You are encouraging her to express herself in a manner that befits the occasion. That's great parenting, rather than authoritarianism, showing understanding and flexibility. She's a teenager, so to some extent she's going to whine about not getting her way. She must learn that she can be unique but formal at the same time. If daughter ends up reading this, my cousin was the exact same way. Refused to wear dresses. But she dressed sharply and appropriately. You have to match the occasion. It's just the polite thing to do. No one is asking you to wear hosiery and stilettos.
Not the asshole. I can sympathize with her, but she has to realize the world doesn't revolve around her. Just imagine how would the bride feel looking at a wedding group photo, everybody slick as fuck and one person in shirt and jeans.
You're not the asshole. You're being a strong parent.
Not the asshole. I hate formal, but it is necessary at times.
Not the asshole. The wedding is black tie. If she refuses to wear appropriate attire for a social event, then she can stay home. Wearing nice clothes to weddings is a part of life.
Not the asshole if it's a black tie event and you didn't dictate the style feminine masculine.
Not the asshole, I was preparing myself to say you are the asshole. When I read that you said she could wear anything as long as it was formal changed my opinion. Maybe Google tomboy formal wear with your daughter. There are so many options and she might see something she likes.
Not the asshole. There's a difference between constricting expression and teaching real-world skills. If you are offering to have an outfit made, she just needs to suck it up and pick something. Sometimes we have to do things we don't like. That's part of living in the world. You are being incredibly supportive. She needs to learn to meet you halfway.
Not the asshole. Maybe if possible you could offer her the option to skip the wedding, but I think you are being compassionate and reasonable in requiring her to wear some form of formal clothing.
Not the asshole. Being a slob at a wedding only expresses how little you care about the event and the hosts. She's only going to embarrass herself and insult the cousin she claims to admire. Also, she's sneering at the chance to get a custom-made suit. I love dresses and would love any excuse to get a custom suit. That is peak style for any gender presentation. Talk about casting pearls before swine.
NTA, it's a question of teaching her to dress to the correct degree of formality. That's a way of showing respect for people and occasions. You were wonderful to give her such a range of choices. Not the asshole. It is not like you didn't support her, you just wanted her to wear something formal for the occasion. Not the asshole. Weddings are not for her expression, and not about her unless it is her own wedding.
Not the asshole. It is a formal occasion and she needs to dress according to the occasion. And #X200B. This has nothing to do with constricting her expression, and everything to do with teaching her how to navigate society like a normal human being.
Not the asshole. You're giving her a choice of what sort of formal clothing to wear rather than forcing her to wear the traditional female formal clothes. It's unreasonable of her to expect to attend a formal event in informal clothing. She will have to dress up sometimes in her life, whether in women's formal wear or men's.
Not the asshole. Regardless of fashion expression, it must fit the formality of the event.
Not the asshole. Maybe she'd like to wear a slightly androgynous styled kurta and dhoti pants to the wedding. Indian traditional clothing does have pretty unisex options. Not the asshole. She can dress however she wants as long as it is formal. Sounds like you're being 100% a great mother. You're allowing your daughter to still have a choice between feminine and masculine clothing. You are also allowing her to pick a style of said choice. You are also teaching her boundaries and respect to other based on what she wears. Fantastic job, Mama. She's putting up a fight because she's a teenager. But you are doing the perfect thing. Edit. Nah, I don't think anyone is an asshole. The kid is being a kid and the mom is being as supportive as possible.
Not the asshole. Formal occasions call for formal wear. You don't have to like it, just make the best of it. Props to you for trying to do both.
Not the asshole. There are times and places to express yourself. Someone else's wedding is not one of them.
Not the asshole. You offered a good alternative. A tee and slacks isn't formal wear at all. Maybe you can allow her to skip most if not all the functions. She may not feel comfortable there even if Shush is wearing a formal suit or clothes that are more masculine, androgynous according to Desi terms. Plus I may be projecting and generalizing here, but when you're a girl in Desi society and you don't act according to the norms of femininity, people gossip and hound you for not doing so. She might also want to escape from that scrutiny. Talk to her.
Not the asshole. It's a formal event where everyone has been asked to attend in black tie. Don't go if you're not going to respect the wishes of the hosts. It's not about her. I come from an ethnic background and I think you're being wonderful about the way you're handling this, as most people from our communities would try and force traditional expectations on her, but your alternatives are really open-minded and creative. The bride and groom would be pissed to see someone show up looking like that. My wedding was not a particularly formal affair, but even I would be annoyed if someone rocked up in a t-shirt and slacks.
NTA, show her Billy Porter's suit dress. I would kill for that outfit.
Not the asshole. Your daughter needs to learn to dress appropriately for any given situation. My female friend wore a tux jacket with a pencil skirt to the school formal. Somehow she managed to be gender neutral and express herself within the constraints of the event. The only thing your daughter is expressing by ignoring the dress code at a wedding is, "I don't care about your feelings and I don't respect your request." That is a poor message to send to somebody on their wedding day when your daughter is supposed to be helping them celebrate. Not the asshole. Slacks and a t-shirt to a formal wedding is not okay. And especially at an Indian wedding. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised you're giving her the option to wear a suit, and I think that's really cool. You're also right in that she's going to have to dress for the occasion at other points in her life, and dressing appropriately is definitely an important lesson to learn.
Not the asshole. A wedding is one of those events when comfort and self-expression need to take something of a back seat in favor of formal clothing. You are being very reasonable in allowing your daughter to choose the type of formal attire she will wear. One thing, though, is your daughter somebody who might, accidentally, spill something on her formal attire the morning of the wedding so that she has to wear a t-shirt and slacks. She can't go through life wearing slacks and t-shirts. Some events require formality.
Not the asshole. It's extremely rude to not wear proper clothing to a wedding as requested in the dress code. If she is not willing to respect the couple even that much as to wear respectful formal attire, then don't let her come. You are being very kind to her, letting her choose whatever she wants, as long as it suits the dress code.
Not the asshole. Let's take out the Indian and the gender out of it. If any kid wanted to show up to a relative's wedding in slacks and a t-shirt, it would just be disrespectful to the couple in any culture and any gender. You're already being accommodating enough. Kid needs to wear something formal. She can express herself on her own time.
You handled it really well, and you gave her lots of choices that didn't fit to gender stereotypes or norms. You also seem like you've done lots of research on possibilities for her to wear. Not the asshole. She's being unreasonable.
Not the asshole.
I thought it was going to go YTA until you said she could literally wear whatever she wants, as long as it is respectful to the reasonable dress code. Not the asshole.
Refusing to wear formal wear isn't a tomboy thing. She's just being an asshole. Not the asshole.
Obviously not the asshole. You offered her multiple options, being accepting of her style. I'm Daisy and have been to a traditional wedding. You do not wear casual clothing to one. She can choose to not go or choose to wear appropriate clothing. Not the asshole. Her wearing a suit is an eminently reasonable compromise.
Not the asshole. The event has a dress code. If she doesn't comply, she can't go.
Not the asshole. I am actually impressed you gave her her choice of formal clothes. You did not restrict her expression. You did not say, "Here is what you'll wear, young lady." I think you were incredibly respectful, in fact. Maybe explain this to her. If it's a formal event, it's a formal event. She can not pick and choose what she wears all the time.
No, not the asshole. Weddings are for formal clothes. She could discuss this with her cousin for a second opinion if she thinks yours is irrelevant. She will stick out and be noticed by everyone, and they will wonder why she is being disrespectful to the wedding party.
Not the asshole. I was a huge tomboy when I was young. There was a time my mom forced me to wear a hanbok, feminine Korean cultural wear, and I bawled. My eyes were red and puffy in all the photos. The difference between my story and this is that my preferences weren't respected. I wasn't given the option of considering the men's hanbok or even a dressy shirt with slacks. You gave your daughter the option of wearing a suit, which is more than what I could have asked for from my own parents at the time. Showing up to an Indian wedding in a t-shirt? No way. That's not about tomboyishness anymore, that's simply disrespectful.
Not the asshole. You're respecting her wishes and the wishes of the wedding party, which is what should happen.
Who the fuck wears a t-shirt to a wedding? You are literally letting her dress up the way she wants, only it has to be formal, and she says no? That's extremely disrespectful.
Not the asshole. A wedding isn't about you. It's about the person getting married. When you wear a t-shirt, you make it about yourself. If you can't think of anybody but yourself for a couple of hours, you don't deserve to be at the wedding. Mom, you're not an asshole because you're trying to give her the ability to express herself while still meeting the formal requirements of the event. You're willing to compromise while she is not. You're definitely not the asshole.